Well, news just coming in. Yasin Malik has been brought to Delhi's Patiala House Court. The court is expected to frame charges against Malik and others in connection with the Kashmir terror funding case. Now, the NIA court is also expected to pass orders on Malik and others in this particular case. So remember, a special court of the NIA is hearing arguments on the quantum of punishment and the charges to be framed against Kashmiri separatist Yasin Malik on all charges including UAPA in connection with a terror case. Now, he has been charged with hatching a criminal conspiracy, waging a war against the country and other unlawful activities and disturbing peace in Kashmir. Malik had pleaded guilty in the matter. In the last hearing, he told the court that he was not contesting any of the charges that have been leveled against him, including sections of the Terrorist Act, the Raising Funds for Terror Activities Act, the Conspiracy to Commit a Terror Act case. These, of course, all fall under UAPA, and also several sections of 120B and 124A, which essentially is sedition in the Indian Penal Code. Now, what we understand is that he has been brought to court right now. I'm going to try and go across to our correspondents on the ground to give us an update on this. Just to tell our viewers that Yasin Malik, in fact, had pleaded guilty to all these charges that were leveled against him. Now, these charges are very serious in nature, and in fact, he's been charged with hatching a criminal conspiracy, waging a war against the country and other unlawful activities which brought about disturbance in peace in Kashmir. All right, Anane joins us live. Anane, give us more details of what we are picking up. Now, we understand that he's been brought to Delhi's Patiala House Court even as we speak. Anane? All right, I don't think we've got Anane, but just to detail for our viewers the charges that have been laid out against Yasin Malik, they fall under various sections of the IPC, and most of them extremely stringent sections. That's Section 17, raising funds for terrorist activity. A large number of these fall under the very stringent UAPA Act. Section 18, of course, is conspiracy to commit a terrorist act. He's also been charged charged under the act, which essentially talks of foreign funding okay, news just coming in. I understand that Yasin Malik has been convicted. So what we understand is that news just coming in, Yasin Malik has been convicted by the special NIA court. Now, in its last hearing, do remember that Yasin Malik had pleaded guilty to all these offences. We are, of course, expecting the court also to decide on the quantum of sentence that will be granted to Yasin Malik. Right now, news just coming in that Yasin Malik has been convicted by the special NIA court. He had, in a sense, he had been charged with hatching a criminal conspiracy, waging a war against India and other unlawful activities and disturbing the peace of Kashmir. So Yasin Malik been convicted under all in the case. Now, we'll have to wait and watch out for a detailed order essentially to come out from the court to understand what is the quantum of sentence likely to be, because it will depend on the charges that he's been convicted under. All right, Niranjan joins me now. Niranjan, give us more details of what we're picking up on this.
Yasin Malik had earlier admitted to all his charges. He did not contest any of these charges, and we broke that a few weeks back. In fact, Republic TV had access full details of the charges against Yasin Malik, and Yasin Malik has now been convicted, and that's the breaking news update coming in. Yasin Malik has been convicted, Nupur, and this is a man who's accused. He was the face of terror. Under the guise of separatism, his crimes are many, and his crimes have been documented, Nupur. Someone who was behind so many killings. He was charged and he pleaded guilty to charges under UAPA, which was Unlawful Activities Prevention Act. And the quantum of punishment is awaited. And someone who's accused of single-handedly spreading unrest, violence, terror for years and decades together. And this is a terror funding case. and he did not contest any charges which were leveled against him for terror, did not contest charges that were leveled against him for separatism, for all the terror funding. Now look at the cases, like the allegations that he faces, and this is one particular case, but the charges that he faces range from backing terror, terror funding. He's also been accused of murder, and single-handedly he was the face of spreading unrest in the valley for decades and decades together. And Yasin Malik Nupur, until recently, until this government came in and started the crackdown on so-called separatist backers, otherwise Pakistani stooges and terror backers, he was single-handedly the face of terror in the valley. Taking a Pakistan line, he shared the stage with Pakistani terrorists. And all of this was okay. All of this was okay for a section of the Indian media which used to call him to conferences. They used to call him the face of a new Kashmir back then. Can you imagine if he was the face of new Kashmir? What sort of a Kashmir that may have been? Dr. S.P. Vaid, former DGP of Uttar Pradesh, former DGP of Jammu and Kashmir, I beg your pardon there. Dr. S.P. Vaid, you know Yasin Malik very well. You've served there. A large part of your life has been out of Kashmir. And this man has today been convicted. Sir, I'd like to hear from you.
Of those Kashmiri Pandits and other innocent people who were killed on his directions will rest in peace today. I think some justice has been done, and it speaks of the new dispensation, how justice is being delivered. My apologies on behalf of my country to those who had to lose their life in early 90 because of such people, and it took so many 32 years to deliver justice to them. Thank you very much.
Is this just the tip of the iceberg, Dr. Vaid? Is this just the tip of the iceberg? What is this man accused of? You know his case history and the kind of role he has played in spreading unrest in the valley, in making sure that the valley burns and that Kashmiri Hindus and Pandits are targeted. Even our forces were targeted because of this man.
He used to openly go to the embassy of Pakistan, collect money in full public glare, get that money, use that money apart from even Hawala transactions, and give it to the boys, ruined so many lives of so many young boys in Kashmir. I think with this conviction, now that chapter closes. And as you said, it is tip of the iceberg. Many more such convictions will be coming in the days to come, because the new government means business. And people of Kashmir will see justice coming to them, and there would be no people left who will exploit their future generation. It is for the good of people of Kashmir.
Absolutely. Absolutely, sir. Thank you for speaking to Republic TV. That is Dr. S.P. Vaid, former DGP of Jammu and Kashmir.